So next we're going to throw in our snares. This is also very specific when it comes to drill. This, you can actually click this pattern in. And the reason I say that is because it is so predictable. The way the pattern works is typical. Cymbals is like, it always falls on your third beat. So here, since we're in halftime, it's going to fall on what looks like the second. But remember, that is kind of, in a way, our third beat. And then what makes it stand out from drill is eventually you're going to skip your third beat and you're going to place it on your fourth beat. So to make that make sense, here's our typical pattern. We're going to play it on the third beat here. So again, only because we're in halftime is it on the second and the fourth beats. Realistically, it is on the third beat. So here's what that sounds like. Okay, so with drill, again, we're going to drop that on the fourth beat. So to get that signature drill sound, we're going to take this one that's on the third, and we're going to push it over to the fourth. And man, I'm really hoping that makes sense. I probably should have done the beat in 140. So if you're doing everything in 140, then you would drop third and then fourth here. But this makes sense in 70 as well. So now this is what it'll sound like. So you can see there how you kind of have that offbeat kind of groove, that real dirty, gritty kind of UK thing going. So of course, the next thing that we would do is we'd start working on our bass. Again, speaking from how I put stuff together, my favorite way to put the bass together would be to finger out the bass myself. And I would just kind of keep noodling around like that until I found something that just really felt good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my pad real quick to make it to where our E is our root note, just because I have that specific sample loaded. Now the key here is not to hit notes separately, because if you do that, you're going to separate your notes. So what we want to do is have notes run into each other. So if I'm holding one, then I'm pushing the next note to slide into it. And then we'll go in and we'll manually adjust to give us that kind of really dramatic grooving sound. So again, just gonna noodle, bear with me, we'll have it sound good. Okay, cool. So I kind of have like an idea of where I want my first notes to be, and it's gonna be then we're going to kind of go dramatic on the notes. I want a cool kind of slide going on here, so I'm going to cut these notes a little shorter. I'm actually going to take this down to 30-second notes. That way I have even more of a kind of just wiggle room here. So here again, I'm just chopping, cutting pieces up to be smaller so that that slide, that opportunity to jump into that next note is just shorter and more dramatic. Sometimes too, you're going to create additional notes just so your slide has something to stick onto. Sometimes I like to do this too, just be like boom, 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 boom. You'll see what I mean. But instead of going, that's where we're going. That's just going to get you a really basic pattern down. I'm going to go back over into my files because what I also want to look for is, yeah, just like little effects. You can always throw a little sample in.